Hey guys, Ash here, Rachel Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Today's a big day. I got my kiddos. First day, second grade today. Cute little fella. They grew up fast. Also, got Michelangelo during a clan versus clan, which is awesome. But then again, everybody got him, so everybody gets the points. And Frozen Kingdom is absolutely trouncing us right now. So shout out to Frozen Kingdom. Today, I want to share my favorite Michelangelo builds and my thoughts on Michelangelo with you guys. What do you think of this Ninja Turtle so far? Let me know in the comments below if you've already invested in him, if you've already decided to max him on your account. Real quick, me and my kiddo picked up Cuphead last night. Oh my god, I've never played a game so fun and so infuriatingly difficult. Maybe I'm just old, but golly. Recommendation out there, Cuphead. It's really freaking cool. Really catchy theme song too. Anyway, let's jump right into business here. You guys already know Michelangelo's kit, so I'm gonna go very, very quickly over Mikey. I mean, I grew up watching the Ninja Turtles. There's definitely a nostalgic factor here that is certainly coming into play on my assessment of all these Ninja Turtles. So yeah, I wanted to say that out the gate. Eating the pizza, come on, man. I remember having a pizza birthday party back in the day with Ninja Turtles themes, taking it home for yours truly. So Mikey, he has an aura, accuracy in all battles, fantastic, especially in progression. He has an increased attack on himself on his A1, which I absolutely love. He has a debuff spread, taking all debuffs from the target, placing them on all enemies. There's like 2 champions in the game that have an ability like this. It's really, really great in areas where there's more than one enemy alive. I'm talking Ice Golem with his minions. I'm talking Spider with the Spiderlings. I'm talking wave content, etc. Just keep in mind, the downside is you can't spread CC debuffs. So the stun, he's placing a stun and a decreased defense here on this ability. You're not going to spread the stun. That would be insane, though. That would make him like over the top amazing. Unfortunately, no, that's not the case, but he will spread anything on the target, which is nice. I have noticed through play testing that the targeting AI can be a little wonky here, unfortunately, meaning that he's not always going to be targeting intuitively the target that he should, the target with the most debuffs, right? On this ability, since you're spreading everything, you want him to target the whoever has the most debuffs. That's not always the case, so that's an unfortunate side effect in terms of just the AI on this champion. That being said, a single target stun on a 3-turn cooldown with the decreased defense and the debuff spread, mitigating some resistance is very, very nice. All you need is the attack to be critical, so of course we want to build him with a 100% crit rate, and that really does help alleviate the accuracy needed on this champion with the ignore resistance, providing it's critical. On his A3, a 4-turn cooldown, good damage multipliers, AoE, decrease attack, and leech with a taunt for 2 turns. Very interesting to have a weak taunter. I say weak in terms of the sustainability, the durability on this champion. 15k HP. He makes up for that with the party dude. Excellent. Passive skill has a 15% chance to evade enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects, basically negating it, right? They're not going to land a crit on him. They're not going to land any debuffs on him. If he's under the taunt, that increases to 30%. Very effective, because when he's under that taunt, you got to be careful, man. He has no like unkillable or block damage along with the taunt, which would make him amazing. What he does have, though, is a shield. Plays a shield equal to 300% of this champion's attack on this champion for 1 turn when they receive a hit. So higher attack will scale his survivability vis-a-vis the active effect, part of his passive that is on a 1-turn cooldown. So a bunch of enemies attack him before his turn, he's likely going to die with this taunt on. You got to be careful, okay? Of course, whenever Leo Donnie, Michelangelo, Raphael attacks, this champion joins the attack. So I guess other Michelangelos as well. Still a shame they don't have Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady. But either way, I still like the IP collab. All right, so that's his kit, guys. What do we think overall? I think it's pretty solid, right? Pretty solid. Can help a lot of players out there. HellHades.com gives him, if it can load, they give him a 4.5 out of 5. That's a very, very high rating. One of the highest out of any free champion in the game. Area rankings. He's versatile, which is a good thing about Mikey. You can use him all over the game, right? In the arena, in PvE, in Hydra clan boss, and beyond. He has a 2 multiplier on his A1, a 6 multiplier on his A2. That's the single target with the debuff spread, and a 5 multiplier on his AoE. Really dig it, right? So solid multipliers all around. That means he can be a debuffer, a debuff spreader, a little bit of a control champion, a damage dealer, and a taunter all in one. It's quite a unique kind of blend in this kit. Is it effective though? I want to show you a few areas of the game here. We'd be here all day, but I want to start with the builds. We'd be here all day if I showed you everywhere, because he's very versatile, right? Okay guys, so my top 3 builds for Michelangelo. There is a clear winner here as well. My second favorite build for PvE and PvP is this one. That is triple cruel. We don't talk about cruel that much here on the channel lately, but getting a 15% ignore enemy defense along with a 45% attack boost is really good on Mikey because he benefits obviously twofold from the attack, his passive survivability and his damage. So we want the extra attack. As a matter of fact, after a lot of playtesting, I would prefer in PvE, I would prefer triple cruel over a, savage in cruel just for the extra 30% attack that we get. And that's not something that I normally say on, on most champions. Of course, go figure what do you think the best build is going to be on Mikey, guys? The best build on Michelangelo by far is going to be, it's so nice with free gear removal just to switch it over, is going to be a 9-piece Merciless. I kind of lied because the second best PvE build is actually just a 6-piece Merciless. The third best is going to be triple cruel in my opinion, okay? Merciless is the best of all worlds because I can't even build the 9-piece Merciless. Would you believe this disgusting whale, yours truly? I don't have one Merciless banner, not one in Bannerlords. It's such a bummer. I couldn't even run it. But 9-piece Merciless would be amazing. 6-piece Merciless is fantastic. What I want to do, stay tuned for the Hydra portion of today's video because I want to damage test all of these builds against each other so you can see the crazy damage differential between them when we compare, right? I'm talking cruel versus Merciless, etc. So Merciless, I mean, we get a 30% chance to decrease a random skill's cooldown by 1 turn when dealing damage. Obviously, all of his skills deal damage, so we have the built-in kind of mini reflex set in there already. We get the ignore defense 35%, hell yeah. And then we get the speed and we get the all-important attack as well, 25% attack. So we get it all in Merciless. That's why it's the best set in the game, in my opinion, overall. You can even put a 4-piece Merciless plus a 4-piece reflex on some support champions, right? It's that good. You can even use it outside damage dealers exclusively. We threw in a cruel set, why not? As well as a pinpoint. So we're getting a lot of extra attack, a lot of ignore defense, 40% on this particular build. Stat priorities, 100% crit rate, first and foremost, right? We want to ignore that resistance. And then secondarily, we want attack, right? Third stat is going to be accuracy. Fourth stat, crit damage. And then, as best we can with survivability. Now, obviously, I don't have him awakened yet. I do have a Molten Death Belt on him, primarily because I get the main stat accuracy. To get the damage and the accuracy can be tricky, especially without empowerment, without, you guys know the drill, right? Half the battle of these champions isn't getting them, it's upgrading them, right? It's the blessings and the relics and everything else that you need empowerment to really make them formidable, okay? Now, if I did have a blessing on him, which I'm sure I will at some point here, I'm positive I will, I'm going to use Nature's Wrath, right? Nature's Wrath is definitely the way to go. He's landing all kinds of debuffs. We can get a nice damage boost, especially over time with the Nature's Wrath option, for blessings. This is going to be an arena kind of build here, or a wave content build, going down with Helm Smasher as our tier 6 mastery here. And then we went down, we picked up Master Hexer to extend his debuffs, to decrease defense, the Leech, the decrease attack. It's really nice. That Leech also helps keep him alive on top of the shield, right? He can use everything that he can get, right, in terms of survivability. Speaking of which, we're also going to pick up Life Drinker because he can deal damage and heal himself. Sign me up. Moreover, we're going to pick up Shield Bearer, increase the value of shield buffs cast by this champion by a whopping 5%. One quick note I didn't mention on the A2, that the stun can't be spread. Do keep in mind, though, block active skills, block passive skills for that matter, that can be spread. So you can spread some sort of control by abusing block active skills. Block active skills and block passive skills, they also don't apply to Sniper and Master Hexer, or vice versa. Sniper and Master Hexer don't apply to them, right? So I've always thought there was some inherent value with block active skills as opposed to some other CC debuffs. Sure, it can be cleansed and stuff, but at the same time, it can neutralize mythical champions, it can neutralize cleansers, and it can have its duration increased as well. So block active skills can also be spread. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it here. I just want to start in some basic areas. When you think taunt in this game, no longer do you think Hydra, unfortunately, but of course, you can think Phantom Shogun Grove. So I just threw him on a team here with Ninja. I want to talk a little bit about Rio Bone Spear. You could say the same thing about Ramen too, right? But champions that place a ton of debuffs on one ability are amazing with Mikey because you can spread them all out to everybody, right? Now, it doesn't really matter here in Phantom Shogun Grove intro, but I did want to point that out. Maybe we'll run them together in a, in a future battle. But this is the power of taunt. He can basically just be your Phantom Shogun tank. Now, on this particular team, I believe that Ninja, I think we'll see on the first hit. Okay, so let's see. I had to make myself smaller here in the corner. So Ninja has the highest crit damage. Not ideal. He takes the first hit. We're still going to be okay, though, right? We go in there, do a little bit of Blessed Bash. Now, Mikey, he's not very tanky, but he can at least take a hit, right? Or two. So he goes in there. He takes a hit. He has block passive skills, so no shield, as you guys saw. But the whole idea here is he stays alive long enough for everybody else to do their work, right? And you can see we're just a little bit shy there, maybe one smite shy of the kill. But, obviously taunters can be incredible in Phantom Shogun Grove, no matter what stage you're on, no matter what your team is. Let me show you quickly how great he is in all the dungeons, right? So I'm just going to show you the bosses. So let me throw some teams together here. What I'm going to try to do is pick some, accessible teams. For example, this is one using a previous fusion, so the Drakes and a couple epics, right, as well. So I'll come back to you when we get to the dragon. Be right back. All right, guys, we're going to go Spider Hard 4, right? We're going to be using Selenia Nightcloak. She's a rare champion as our HP burner, but the problem is her burn is single target. Her burn is single, get out of here. Her burn is single target. So what do we do about that? Well, let's spread it. Let's spread it. So we land the burn on one little dinky spiderling down there. So let's go ahead and boop, boop. All right, now everybody's burned up, right? All the spiderlings. So now, why do this chat, I keep clicking on it, I apologize, right? So now we can just basically go full auto, right? And listen, Spider, I don't think you'll be seeing Mikey on endgame speed run 5-second teams necessarily, but it's cool to spread that burn, right? You can do some nice damage. I'll come back to you guys at the end of this particular battle, but using a rare champion, a couple epics, a solo the Drakes, having Spider progression options like this, especially when you don't have good AoE burners or you want kind of a fail-safe option, well, he can definitely fill in there. I'll come back to you guys quickly after this run. We'll plow through the dungeons, and then I want to get to a tiny bit of arena and then the damage test in terms of different builds against Hydra clan boss now that I have 9 quick battles. All right, guys, there it goes. Not too bad. 2-minute run. That wasn't bad at all. Moreover, he can be a taunter, right? He can be kind of a tank in Spider as well. You can even build him with high resist or run him against a strong affinity if you wanted to and play around with that taunt. Just be careful because, again, it's kind of a shame that he doesn't have like a better survival mechanism if you're going to taunt. So you do have to be careful. It's best, in my opinion, to run a reviver alongside of him, right? So we had Arbiter on this particular battle. Let's sell this, and then let's move on to the next dungeon. Let's go to Ice Golem's Peak. All right, guys, so in Ice Golem's Peak here, we're in hard difficulty. I do want to go ahead and use Rio, right? Because I want to show you guys that beautiful spread mechanic once we get to the Ice Golem. But I would be remiss if I didn't focus as well on how great that debuff spread to have is on wave content, right? Obviously, we have the stuns here kind of taken care of by Scylla the Drake in addition to his A2. So we have that AoE option here. But we have Uragrim, we have Rio Bone Spear, we have Dark Kale, we have our guy Michelangelo in Scylla of the Drake. So you can see the damage is pretty good here on Mikey as well. He's not going to be an elite S-tier damage dealer in the game, but he certainly can carry some of the burden when it comes to overall DPS on your squad. I'll be right back when we get to the Ice Golem. All right, guys, here we go against the Ice Golem. So you can see all those buffs stacking up on both of those minions. He just went in with his AoE on the A3, so he has, I think he just went in with the A1. You see how hard his A1 hits, though? That is definitely noteworthy there. His A1 has a 2 attack multiplier, but it's a double hitter, so really solid there. Now we get those debuffs up on the main boss, and again, he comes in for a decently hard hit there, right, on that A1, and this team's going to be A-okay. Now he's going to go, hopefully he has that A2 up right now, and we can go for the boss. Now I had the A3, but still, Lana the Leech is going to help top everybody off on the team. I like a damage dealer who can also help mitigate and heal at the same time with the decreased attack and the Leech. Also, I just mentioned, like, it's a pity he doesn't have that sort of fail-safe, unkillable mechanic. He does have the evasion, but it is RNG, right? So it's not, that's why I still like to be on the safe side and pair him with a Reviver. You can see those nukes coming down, pretty solid there, pretty solid from Mikey. Let me come back at you guys when this one's over, and I want to run into the arena really quickly. Now, guys, as we take the Ice Golem down here, I should just remind mind, you don't need Rio Bone Spear to make a team like this work, obviously. Just an HP burner will do the job just fine. I just love, especially for wave content, right? Also applicable to the boss, a little RNG there, but I love that debuff spread with all of those juicy debuffs that Rio brings, again, on her A2 ability. All right, guys, I want to jump into the arena here. Before I do, it struck me I didn't even show you what I had on him for gear. We have crit damage with some attack percentage on the gauntlets. I have attack percentage on the chest. I have speed with attack percentage on the boots. Again, looking for that attack percentage for a bear shield. It's 300% straight up of the total attack after all the gear buffs, etc. Increased attack will also benefit that quite a bit. So increased attack, which he does bring on the A1, will really beef up that shield in a big way. Not a bad idea to have an increased attack champion on the same team as him, even with his increased attack on the A1. All right, so we have, again, looking for some crit rate, some accuracy as substats here, whatever I can find, some speed as well, of course. When I talked about stat priorities, I should have mentioned that obviously we always want speed on all of our champions, right? It can be tempting to throw him in attack percentage on the boots because of the shield, because of the damage, but I would still err on the side of speed being the main stat on the boots, unless you're super end game and you want to get gnarly and radical and whatever with the damage. Okay, so I have attack on the banner. Accuracy is just fine as well. I have crit damage on the amulet, and I have defense, but mainly I have the really nice attack substats here on the merciless ring, and that's all I have available on my account. Let's switch him over for the arena, guys. Arena build, go figure, is going to be Stone Skin with Savage. I'll see you in the arena after I switch out his accessories. All right, guys, here we are in the arena. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. Turtle time. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna go in. We have him with Madame Ceres and Fabian on the team here, right? 2 chances to remove buffs, right? To clear stone skins, and we do. That's why I like 2 buff removers with a champion like Mikey, because unfortunately, although Mikey's great, he doesn't have anything to deal with stone skin or buff removal. So we're gonna go in here with the A3. Let's see what we can do for damage here. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, right? The damage is not bad on this dude at all, I will say. It's not, again, it's not Siegfried damage, but it's not bad. And this is, again, in the Savage and Stone Skin. We switched him out of the previous build, just to note. All right, let's go in here with Madame Ceres again. And then, now keep in mind as well, we are going in with, okay, here he goes. We are going in with the decreased defense on these champions, so he should be hitting hard. That was pretty good, but I'm worried about Cometus right now. I'm not going to lie. Let's see what we can do here. So they're going to try to block active skills us. No, they're going to stun us. And we're going to be toast, it looks like. We bit off more than we can chew with this team, but hey, can't say I didn't try against a really nasty mythical-laden team here. Let's go against this team. A little bit more manageable here. We'll show you the wins, show you the losses, and stay tuned, because I think after this battle, I just wanted to give you a quick DPS check in the arena here and share the build. We will go ahead and move into Hydra. So let's go here, just to make sure the affinities obviously are going to on Mikey as well. Keep that in mind. So we haven't tested out the damage on the A2. So let's just go against, Adolin, and we actually kill her. So that's a problem. When we get the kill like that, you notice that her debuffs did not all spread, right? So just a note for you guys at home there. I'm going to use Arbiter's A4, try to boost back to Mikey's AoE. Should have went with the AoE in that situation, but I just wanted to show you the A2. Obviously dealing enough damage there. Let's finish off to Shiro, and then let's go ahead and jump into Hydra. Now, there's a lot of different ways that, it strikes me that we could be using a champion like Michelangelo in the arena. I lied. I just want to show one more quick one here. Let's just get a clean slate, and I don't know. Let's just go against, that guy right there could be annoying. Let's go against this squad. One more squad, and then we'll go to the to Hydra. It strikes me that you could run him with some kind of unorthodox, teams. Maybe like a little bit slower teams, you could use him, try to take advantage of his taunt to annoy and disrupt your opponents as well. So there's several ways you can probably use Mikey. That being said, I have to be real with you guys as well. I don't think that you'll be seeing any Michelangelo in the super end game, right, of Raid in the arena, right? So I look at him as more overall. I look at him as having some end game potential in Faction Wars, in obviously Centranos, Curse City, areas like that. I could see him being used against end game PvE teams. here and there. I can see him being used in the end game in Hydra Clan Boss, you know, like making the third team on an end game player's roster, or even the second team potentially, right? I don't see him as end game in the arena, or really just like absolute SSS tier champion, but he's a freebie at the end of the day who will help a lot of people, right? Let's go brutal difficulty. This is the team that I have put together here. I have our guy, Mikey. We have Estrid, we have Ugo, we have Mithrala, we have Inquisitor, and we have Ninja on this squad. Now, I have a bunch of quick battles. I want to just test the damage here, right, in each of the builds. I want to start with the Savage and Stone Skin. But first, we do need to change the Masteries. If you're not going to be using him at all in the arena, I'd probably just go with War Master. Everything else the same. So I'll make those changes right now. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so just a PvE build here. I did make a couple other changes. I went with Heart of Glory. I did go with Cycle of Violence. Cycle of Violence, he does hit hard enough with that AoE to trigger or proc some Cycle of Violences as well, obviously depending a bit on the gear that you have on him. All right, guys, those are the Masteries. We're going to move him back to the Merciless, right? Because this is my favorite build again. 9-piece if I had it for Hydra Clan Boss. Our team's going to be Mikey, Ninja, Inquisitor, Mithrala, Ugo, and Estrid. Let's see what we can do in terms of damage on the quick battle. Go all the way! Oh, it went all the way with no reviver. Not bad at all. So how did Mikey do? He put out 45 million damage. We had Ninja with 73 million. We had 44 million on Inquisitor Shamil. And we had Mithrala coming in at 39 million with the Hex, right? Estrid at 19 million. So not too bad, right? We had pretty good damage overall. We had the debuffs, obviously keeping the team alive with no reviver, with all apologies to Ugo. So not a bad score at all, given that the team is, you know, fairly accessible. Easy, right? Let me go ahead and swap gear, just test out a little bit. All right, guys, now we have him in the Triple Cruel. Triple Cruel set. Let's see what he does. No skill cooldowns, but we get, did we go the whole duration there? Or did we stop just shy? I think we went the whole duration, right? Either way, 38 million. That's 38 million with the Triple Cruel gear. Now let's just put him in the good old-fashioned Savage gear. Be right back. All right, I only have 3 quick battles left, guys, because I just screwed that one up. So I'm going down, and let's see. This is hard difficulty, and it's really tough to A/B test, but he did 53 million damage, 53 million in the Savage gear. We can't do this. All right, guys, now we have him in the arena build, but we did keep on the Merciless Ring and Amulet because why not get the extra stats there, right? So we have basically the straight up Savage build on our Mikey here. Let's see what we get. Let's see. So unfortunately, we failed that last run, guys, but take it from me. I did use all of my quick battles, so I got nothing left right now. But in my playtesting, Merciless 9-piece obviously will be the best. Merciless 6-piece will be the second best for Hydra damage. And then after that, I would recommend Savage or Triple Cruel, especially if you want the survivability. I also wanted to shout you out. If you got nothing else to watch right now, Nubraids did a very impressive video with all 4 Ninja Turtles. And you can see Mikey's damage, 191 million second to Leo in Hydra Clan Boss. That's absolutely insane. I'll link that video if you guys want to continue your Ninja Turtles fun in the description below. Guys, let me know what you think of this champion. Overall, I kind of shared my thoughts throughout this video, but I think a solid B+ A- champion, probably in the A- category. I love the versatility, and I love how much he's going to help, especially progression players out there. End game players might be a little bit disappointed in this freebie, but overall, I think he's a great addition to the game, especially considering, again, he's free. I think he's worth booking only if you need him in Hydra Clan Boss or you need him in restrictive content. Otherwise, I would take it slowly. I would try him in some restrictive areas. I would build him, see what you think of him without books, and then invest if you really do think he's going to make any of your actual teams in terms of value over replacement or help you push progression on your account. With that said, guys, thanks for watching till the end of the video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.